welcome to a whole new world. Today we're going to be talking about our favorite things, the best things on the Disney Cruise Line, which is our all-time favorite vacation to date. We have not found anything better, any vacation better to do, at least with kids. I feel like we would still love it as adults anyway.
Yeah, and I want to go on one with just us.
I know, I just think I would feel too guilty going, there's too many families, and every time I see, I would just feel so guilty.
But we're definitely going to approach this as far as our favorite vacation with kids. And so if you are a parent, we want to advocate on behalf of Disney Cruise because we absolutely love them. We've taken 5 Disney cruises now.
Yeah, and we tell everyone we know they need to take a Disney cruise.
It's such an interesting conversation because one, we love cruises. I think in general we're just cruise people. And a lot of people wonder if they're going to be a cruise person. Mm-hmm. But I love being on a ship in the middle of the ocean. I think it's calming and relaxing to look out at the water. I think it's awesome. I love getting away from reality where kind of you can buy a Wi-Fi package, but when you don't, you're kind of removed from society and you are forced to engage in your regular life where the majority of our lives now are spent in a phone. So the fact that we're forcefully removed from that, I also really love about cruises. Mm-hmm. And then you get to have great weather and go to different countries and do all these different excursion type things, which isn't unique to Disney, but just is the framework for Disney. Now add on top of that all of the Disney magic and the Disney excellence and everything that Disney does well, and it just takes it to another level.
It's like Disney and a beach vacation in one, which to me is amazing.
Right.
One thing that we've loved with having little kids is the proximity of the room to wherever you are at any given time. Like your entire vacation, except for when you're at a port, like on a port adventure, your entire vacation is encapsulated on the boat. So anything that you need at any given time is like less than a 5-minute walk away.
Right.
Versus when you're at the parks and like you need to put your kid down for a nap, it could be 30 minutes from the time that you're leaving the park to the time that you're stepping into your room. And that's just like time taken out of your day that you're paying to be at a park. So we just love like just the ease of everything. Like you can just run up and get a drink at any time or run up and get a snack. And most of the stuff that our kids want is free. There are some paid things, but mostly everything is included in the price. So it just makes it so carefree.
Yeah, they have a few basics that are very similar to other cruises as well, right? So you're going to have all you can eat food. Your juice is going to be free. Your soda is going to be free.
Well, that's not normal for other cruises. You have to pay for juice.
Oh yeah, you
soda,
might. Yeah, that's
coffee.
right. Yeah, so that's all included on here. Ice cream's free. There's endless food to eat throughout the day. You know, so all of that is going to be available, and the food itself, I think, is awesome. I feel like we've never had really poor experiences with food. For the most part, the food options are out of this world, where even at the resort the food can be sometimes hit or miss depending on where you go, and most of the time overpriced. On the cruise ship, I think you're getting a lot of great food all day long, and for our son who has the most allergies out of any of us, 6 out of the top 8 food allergies, they're so accommodating. And not only are they accommodating, he loves this food. He would hoard these chicken nuggets and they bring him out a plate of 8 of them and he would eat 2, and then he would like be taking the 6 of them back to the room. He absolutely loved what they were able to do to accommodate him for food. And that just kind of speaks to the level of service and quality that the Disney experience brought us.
Right. I will mention quickly though that most of this video is going to be about our experience with kids. If you were to go on this cruise just with adults and experience only like the adult areas, I think you would have just as great of the time.
That's true.
Adult area, so there's almost no Disney theming in the adult area. It's so quiet. There's a bar there, there's a hot tub, maybe 2 hot tubs, I can't remember. And a pool, and there's plenty of lounge chairs. There's a coffee, like a cafe area with coffees and teas, and then also the spa is in the adult area. So there's plenty of things that you can do in the adults only area that has nothing to do with kids and is not like Disney in your face.
That's just on the top deck. You also have multiple lounges that are adults only, multiple bars that are adult only.
Right, that's true.
And the specialty restaurants, I believe are some of them are adult only. So Yeah, while we've never got to take advantage of that quite yet, I would agree. I'd also be confident that if you were going without kids, you would love the Disney experience too, especially if you're a Disney adult.
Yeah, but as far as the Disney characters go, if you are a Disney adult,
yes.
One of the things that we love about the cruise ships is that the characters are so accessible.
Yes.
Like there are characters walking around the ship at all times.
Yeah.
Either they have meet and greets that are like planned and you can see them on schedule and get in line, and sometimes you will have to wait like 10 or 15 minutes. For the more popular ones, it might be a lot longer. Like for whatever reason, Spider-Man was always so popular in our ship. I think it's just because he had less meet and greets, so if you wanted to see him, everyone was waiting in the same line, whereas
Right.
Mickey had like 5 meet and greets every day.
Yeah.
So everyone got to see him and the line was so short. That versus waiting in line at the parks where
Right.
you have to get a Genie Plus reservation to see Mickey, or you have to wait an hour to see Mickey. Like that's a big chunk of your day that you're using up to do that. And
Yeah.
on the ships, it's just like even that is included
Yeah.
in the price of a Disney cruise is
Right.
the ease of meeting characters, which
There-
our kids loved.
Beyond the lines, they are just going to walk around too.
Mhm.
So you guys ran into Spider-Man. You and I ran into Pluto, got a picture with him.
Mhm.
We saw Minnie walking around. We saw Captain Mickey walking around. So all of these characters are just milling about at various times as well. If that wouldn't happen at a resort, at a theme park
No.
ever.
Yeah,
So-
they would get bombarded.
Yeah, so the way that they're able to facilitate the Disney experience on a cruise ship is so unique, and because everyone's spending all this time together, it never dilutes that, because I love seeing the characters every single time I see them, but they're always just so accessible, which is really great for Disney adults, but obviously for the kids.
Yeah, so in the same vein as characters, let's talk about the entertainment, because
Yes.
there is so much to do on the Disney cruise ship. Not just the shows, but just activities throughout the day. Like even for little kids, there's coloring, there's obviously the kids clubs, which we'll talk about separately. There's things to do in the lounges, there's trivia, there's games, bingo, crafts, all kinds of things to do throughout the day with multiple options. So it's like if you have a free hour during the day, it's not like, well, this is the only thing I can do, this is the only thing going on. There's multiple options at all times for all ages. So we absolutely loved that.
Yeah, and it can be common for that to be a theme on cruise ships, right? That they're going to have an itinerary of schedule that's going on for the whole day. We've been on other cruises, but the itinerary on Disney, I think, again, just goes to another level. I would say there's 3 to 4 times the amount of activities than we've seen on other cruises. So it's so unique because they're also trying to create different options for different age ranges as well. So we got to take advantage of it. We went to this trivia show. We went to multiple trivia shows that the kids get to engage, and the kid from our other family we traveled with got picked to go up and actually participate in the game. We got to do that. We loved going to some of the live music stuff that was going on just in the general lounges and popping by there. Formal night, right? Formal night was popping. Everybody was dressed to the nines. We've never seen this before on our other formal nights that we've gone to.
This was on the Disney Magic this time, which, while we're talking about the Magic, we'll throw in there that we were a little bit nervous about the amount of things that there were to do on the Magic since it's a smaller ship.
Yeah.
That was not an issue.
No,
there was so much to do.
But on formal night, they were literally walking around handing out free drinks.
Yeah.
Which was insane. What other time does Disney give away alcohol? And so they had beer, they had wine, and they had cocktails being handed out. And to facilitate just the atmosphere or whatever, the deck parties. We had Pirate Night. We had the Sail Away party. Both top deck, tons of fun, tons of characters, lots of dancing. They engage the kids into the middle. There's fireworks. I mean, just so much going on. And we try to take advantage of any of those large entertainment things. We always wanted to go to them because it was just going to be so much fun for the kids, which in turn is going to be great for all of us as well. Entertainment during the meals, right? All of that was so unique, and make sure that your kids, the meals are going to take a while, and so making sure that the kids are entertained through the entire duration of the meal is important, because it's going to be stressful. You got little kids, you got to get them fed, all these things. But when randomly Rapunzel's coming to your table to talk, that's going to keep the kids engaged. And then Flynn Rider's coming a few minutes later, that's going to keep the kids engaged. They're going to get every kid in the entire room up and do a lantern parade for the lantern party. These are all in Rapunzel's. You know, those things are so interesting to keep the kids engaged. We went to Animator's Palette. In Animator's Palette, they got to draw their own character, and then they literally feed them through a computer, and those characters come to life on a screen. And the kids love seeing their drawings go on the screen. So all of this entertainment during dinner just takes those meals to a new level, keeps the kids entertained, and it's really, really awesome.
Right. And one of the nice things about the Disney cruise ship is that you never have to worry about your kids' behavior necessarily.
Right.
Or at least people judging your kids' behavior. Obviously, you're always concerned about your kids' behavior, but it just takes that weight off of you of like being on vacation and being stressed, like because they're out of their normal routine. They're up later. Like everything's just harder for kids on vacation, even though they're having fun. Like it's just so much excitement that when they're at their best, they're great. When they're at their worst, they're terrible. And on the Disney cruise ship, since there's so many families, everybody just gets that, and it's fine. Like we walked past so many families that were having a kid with a tantrum, and we were just like,
been there.
Yeah, solidarity. We get it. But I can't think of any time we were sitting at dinner and we were like, oh my gosh, that kid's so obnoxious, or like we were so consumed with ourselves, and like there's so much going on, and you're trying to take care of your own kids. So I just love that it's like we're all in this together. We all have kids, and even if you're on the Disney cruise ship without kids, like you know you're getting on a Disney cruise. So you know it's like that level of understanding. But then we come to the entertainment after dinner.
So we had the magician. We had a comedian and kind of a music.
Yeah, like a music comedy show.
Right. And all of those were very, very good. We stayed the least for the magician. We had young kids, all under 7, and it just wasn't super engaging for them. They stayed a little bit in the other 2 shows, but again, those weren't their cup of tea. I think if you had maybe older than 7, your kids would be totally good for those shows the entire duration of them. The other types of shows you saw were more Broadway level performances where there's singing, there's dancing, there's special effects. You'd think you were on Broadway. And these level of shows are going to be fully captivating for every age, for every person in the crowd. They're going to have crazy Disney theming, and it's just going to be so much fun. And it's a perfect way to end the night. Our kids would have so much energy all day because we're doing so much. We go to dinner, we get them really full, they have a lot of entertainment there. Then we go and sit in this really dark room and experience these shows. It was usually the best way to wind down the night, because after that, then we're heading to, for us with the young kids, we're heading back to the room, we're doing bedtime routine. So it was a perfect way to end the night.
On the main pool deck, between the kids play area, which on the Magic, maybe my favorite kids play area out of any of the ships was on the Magic. They had the small pool, and then they had these little squirting nephews, Donald's nephews, and then they had like the big twirly yellow slide. On the bigger ships, they have Nemo's Reef, which is technically for babies that aren't potty trained can go in there, but our kids also love that.
Yeah.
Is it the Aqua Lab that's on the Fantasy with the dumping buckets and stuff? Is also, the kids have so much fun in there.
And there's a version of that on the Magic as well.
Right.
All of those areas are awesome. There's pros and cons to, I think, all of them. And Nemo's Reef on, what is that? The Fantasy and the Dream. There's like a little mini slide that our kids like really love. But now our kids are a little bit older, so the yellow slide on the Magic, honestly, actually on both ships, they just love that slide. You know, and so that just took the majority of their attention in their time. Another common theme is the movie screen. The movie screen is this giant LED wall that's on the top of the ship. It's so high quality, even when you're cruising in the middle of the ocean in bright sun, you get to watch these Disney movies and they look fantastic. And so you just get to hang out there and relax and enjoy the pool. On the Magic specifically, the movie screen is in a separate pool area from the littlest kid area. So that was disappointing at times because I could hear maybe a movie over there and I wish I could see it. Whereas on Dream and Fantasy, it's all one. The movie screen is awesome. They're showing animated movies, classics, new things. They're showing Marvel movies. On this ship they had the Maleficent movie. So a running list of just movies being played on that, and it's easily just a time where you're going to stop, hang out, enjoy a drink, kids get ice cream, whatever, and watch a movie.
Yeah. And finally, one of our favorite things about the Disney Cruise Line that we just discovered on this sailing was the kids clubs.
Yes.
So this was the first time that we were really able to take advantage of the kids clubs. In the past, the kids had been in and they would maybe stay in for 15-20 minutes and then they would be done.
Yeah.
We have a 5 and 7-year-old now, and so this was the first time that our kids would go in the kids club and stay there for hours. And that was incredible.
Yeah.
But specifically, one of our favorite things about it was Disney cast members' willingness to do whatever it takes to make sure that everyone is having a fun vacation, including the parents and the kids.
Right.
So having a daughter with special needs, we had some circumstances where she would act out in the kids club and they would need to call us and say, or actually they would text us on the app, and you could tell it was an emergency. They would say, like, at your earliest convenience, please call the kids club. We ended up walking down there every time because it was just easier. But we would go down and they would say, this is the incident that happened. And I would say, do we need to take her, expecting like, okay, they can't handle this, they don't want her in here. Without fail, every time they would say, you can take her if you want to, but you don't have to. If you just want to give us some tips or like what we can do in this situation to calm her down, or whatever techniques that you have to communicate with her to try to get her to be redirected. That was mind-blowing to me.
Yeah.
I can't believe that they didn't make us take her and we're like, she's too much for us. It just made our whole trip, like, it really just meant so much to us.
Yes.
I think to know that somebody cared enough about us and our whole family having a good time, but specifically our daughter having a good time, that they were willing to help her and didn't just want to get rid of her. And I can't think of any other destination
that would do that. We've talked with friends and family that when someone loves our kids well or cares for our kids, that's so meaningful. This is an entire organization, an entire vacation that is saying we're going to be committed to making sure that your kid is loved and cared for in the same way that any other kid would be. So that was absolutely huge. And as a result, our daughter got to take advantage of the kids club more than she ever has, and it was a great experience for her. Our son absolutely loved it. There was one day our son and a friend from another family who came were in there for hours. Most of the day they had spent in there, not because we were forcing them to, because they can request to get picked up anytime. They just wanted to be in there. Because there's constant games. There's large group games, there's free play time, there's tablet time.
characters
that would just go right in. They had a Goofy's pajama party. They had a princess story time.
the Lightning McQueen races.
Lightning McQueen race.
They had a
Stitch.
Stitch thing.
Yeah. It's like a goo. It was some,
Oh yeah, Stitch's space goo.
Yeah.
That they were making.
Yeah. So the kids club is its own world.
Yeah.
And on the Magic, I don't know if this is like this on another ship.
It is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. There's 2 different places that you can drop off, and there's a secret tunnel that connects them. And the kids get to go back and forth, and it just feels like its own environment, its own place that they can just go and be kids and have a great time. And it really just represents everything we love about Disney. We love Disney cruises, and we would be their biggest advocates for parents with kids. Don't be afraid of trying other cruise ports. We've been to Galveston and Florida. Going out of Port Canaveral is a lot of fun because it's Disney specific. It's a Disney specific cruise port, and there's so many good things about that. But don't be afraid to try Galveston. We did that and had a good experience. And maybe one day we'll try
California,
New York, San Juan.
There's in Europe. One's in Europe too.
Let's go.
All right, I hope that you benefited and learned something from this video. We hope that you get to book a Disney cruise really soon. Also subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and we will see you in the next video.